I got a divorce immediately when I saw my brother-in-law at my house. Was I wrong? For the past 2 years, I have endured my wife's family invading my privacy. They ate my food, slept in my bed, and even used my private bathroom without asking. And today, I couldn't take it anymore. What would you do if your wife's family kept invading your privacy, despite your repeated warnings? Today, we have a story from Reddit where a man decided to get an immediate divorce because of a familiar but infuriating situation. Was he wrong? Check out today's story and let me know what you think. I, male 38. Left my wife, Kelly, female 38 today. 5 years together, 4 married. I have battled her lack of boundaries about her family for the past 2 years. I understand that they are very close-knit, but she never paid attention to how their dynamics affected our relationship. I experienced every just no family situation. My food was eaten, showing up uninvited, meddling, you name it. 9 months ago, mother-in-law and father-in-law began divorce proceedings. He cheated, fell madly in love with a side chick with whom he's lived for the past 15 years, and he decided that he wants to get remarried. He kicked everyone out of the house. It was an emergency, so I agreed to help out. I so fucking regret it. I had to take 4 people in, but they couldn't think to avoid constantly pissing me off. I got sick of finding them using our private bathroom. They had complete access to the other full bathroom by the hallway. Sister-in-law started taking naps on our bed, which is creepy because a bed is too personal. I came home late and we had to wake her up and still waited for her to snap out of her groggy state so that she could walk out. It lasted for 3 months, but the problems persisted. No matter how many times I told my wife and even told them, they still showed up at random hours. Even if I didn't run into them, I know she was allowing them to come over. I hated their presence. They would eat my snacks and get on my expensive recliner chair, which again, they didn't contribute a penny for. I had a mini orchard that they picked empty. Things got so tense that I blew at her in front of them. They left, we had a fight, and I ended up sleeping in a hotel. I warned her many times about being fed up and needing her to support me. She acted like I was demanding that she abandoned her family. Today, I came home to find her brother's car blocking the entrance. Not on the side and not even on the driveway, just right in the middle where my only option would be to get on the lawn. I go inside and he's laying with his shoes on the couch. He gave me this fresh smile like he's untouchable. I went to our bedroom and packed as much of my belongings as possible and ignored her pleas to talk. There's nothing else to talk about. I already called a few lawyers but haven't received any replies yet. She cried, but at this point, I have no empathy. I don't even know if I overreacted or if I needed to discuss this in private. I feel defeated and angry, and I also hate her family with my soul. They knew they were hurting our relationship, and they didn't care. She knew that I'm a private person who hates being invaded. I helped them because I love her, and I didn't have the balls to let them go to sleep in their car. We don't have kids, but there are so many things that will be left undone. I loved her so much, but I just can't do this. She called me immediately after I left, and I told her that my decision is final. She sounded shaken, but I told her that right now, I despise her and will never be able to sleep next to her again. Sorry for any typos. I have a migraine right now. I'm just coming here because I just want to ask if leaving the way that I did was an asshole move, and maybe I should have announced my intention of ending our marriage after her brother was gone. So, that's how the story ends. Clearly, this is not a simple situation. We have a husband who has endured this for years, a wife caught between her family and her marriage, and in-laws who seem to have no boundaries. But the real question is, did the husband overreact? Now let's delve into the character's psychology to better understand why this story ends the way it does. First, let's talk about the main character, the husband. What kind of person is he? Someone who values privacy and isn't comfortable with in-laws constantly interfering in his personal space. How long did he tolerate this? He initially helped his wife's family in tough times, but eventually, their lack of respect for his home pushed him over the edge. What was the breaking point? Finding his brother-in-law lounging in his home as if it were his own, with zero regard for boundaries, with contempt. What about the wife? Is she actually a bad person? Maybe she wasn't intentionally trying to hurt her husband, but she also didn't prioritize him. What was her biggest mistake? Failing to set boundaries with her family and disregarding her husband's discomfort. Is she to blame? Partially, but it's also possible that she didn't realize how bad the situation had become. In-laws of her, were they truly malicious? Or just oblivious and treating their daughter's house as their own? Are they at fault? Not respecting personal space is a clear sign of entitlement. So, all three sides have their perspectives, but who is actually at fault? Let's dive deeper. Now, let's evaluate whether the husband's decision was justified. Husband's perspective. He put up with it for a long time. Should he have given one final warning before leaving? Wife's perspective. Did she truly neglect her husband's feelings? Or was she simply caught in a tough situation between her family and marriage? In-laws' perspective. Did they even realize they were crossing a line? Or did they assume it was normal behavior? According to the IETA, Am I the Asshole? Rating system, there are a few possible outcomes. NTA, not the asshole. If we consider personal boundaries, the husband wasn't wrong for leaving. ESH, everyone sucks here. The wife was wrong for not setting boundaries. But maybe the husband should have communicated better before leaving. But what do you think? Was filing for divorce immediately the right decision? Let's move to the final part. There are a few key lessons we can take from this story. Key takeaways. Marriage isn't just about love, it's about mutual respect. Family is important, but your spouse should come first. Failing to set boundaries can ruin a marriage. If you were in the husband's position, what would you do? Do you think divorcing immediately was justified? Have you ever been in a situation where in-laws interfered too much? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. There are many more Reddit stories that are even more shocking, and I'll be sharing them in the next videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.